Hai, welcome to the Sulistyo Podcast. Kali ini kita akan ngebahas soal Indian GP. Menurut aku ini tidak terduga banget ya hasil race-nya. Sekarang saya nggak sendirian, seperti biasa saya ditemani oleh Imre. Imre, apa kabar?
Kabar baik, kamu apa kabar?
Kabar saya baik dan masih terkejut nih dengan hasil race tadi. From the result, race and sprint look like that Marc Marquez now is getting better and look like in the place already. Yeah, even though he crashed. Is that the bike who's getting better or Marc Marquez is easy to adapt with the new circuit?
For sure, it helped that it was a new circuit. He's always good in learning new circuits, but also, as he explained, this circuit was a little bit like Austin, where Alex Rins could win. You could also see that Joan Mir was better than ever this year, so the two Hondas were on the pace. I do not want to say it is because of that, but I can imagine that as Honda did plenty of races in the Asia Road Racing Championship, they had some data from the Superbike. I don't know how much it helps, but they looked much better than they usually do.
So do you think the bike is still same, not improved because of the Misano test?
I don't think that the Misano test helped much.
And how about Japanese manufacturer Yamaha? They also look good. Fabio Quartararo even can get podium in the long race. So do you think it's also just because new circuit, or the bike is getting better because look like Fabio and Morbidelli look smooth on the way they riding?
No, they looked better. They definitely looked better. Also here, it is possible that it helped the Japanese that they have some data from the Asia Road Racing Championship. We will see how they will look at Motegi. Motegi is a stop-and-go circuit. It was the circuit of the Hondas in the past. In the last couple of years, the Ducatis have won there, so we will see if they really caught up. Judging from this race, they definitely looked better. We will see how they will be in Motegi. Traditionally, Motegi was a track for Honda. It is a very much stop-and-go track. In the last years, the Ducatis were better there. We will see how it will be.
Oke, jadi tadi disampaikan mungkin karena Yamaha dan Honda tuh juga punya banyak data nih dari Asia Road Racing di sirkuit itu, jadi bisa lebih bagus. Dan selain itu memang Marc Marquez juga lihai lah dalam mempelajari sirkuit baru. Jadi kita harus sabar nunggu dulu di Motegi. Kalau memang ternyata si Yamaha dan Honda bagus juga, berarti emang ada peningkatan nih dari Misano test. How about the rumor of Marc Marquez after Paolo Ciabatti mentioned it that it's really happened and Gresini just need to waiting the decision of Marc. But then Marc Marquez answered very calmly, I know what I want, I know what is the best time to tell about it. How do you think it's gonna be?
It is quite difficult to say. Nobody can look into Marc Marquez's head. And for sure, he has to judge a lot of things. He has to judge the financial background, the technical possibilities, the long-term perspectives. So I'm quite sure that he was talking a lot to his brother during the summer, and he made up his mind. But for sure, it is not the last decision that he took, and he wanted to see this race, and he wanted to see the next race in Japan when he can talk directly with the Honda bosses. I don't really know. It is so difficult to say, but for sure there is something about the rumors. Otherwise, Paolo Ciabatti would not have explained the situation. And I'm also almost certain that Paolo Ciabatti himself wants to have a decision pretty soon, because they also want to do the planning for next year.
Oke, jadi kita nggak bisa tahu nih apa yang ada dalam kepalanya Marc Marquez. Jadi kita memang tetap harus menunggu, dan Marc Marquez juga kayaknya masih belum yakin dengan apa yang akan dia putuskan, karena mungkin dia pengen lihat satu kali lagi di Motegi. Dia ngomong sama big bossnya Honda, karena gimana pun kan hubungan Honda sama Marc Marquez tuh memang deket banget. Dan mengenai Paolo Jabati kan banyak yang bilang, oh kenapa sih dia pakai harus bilang, kenapa harus ini, ya mungkin kan udah terlalu lama menunggu, sedangkan Grace ini sampai sekarang belum punya pembalap penggantinya di Gianantonio nih, dan pembalap-pembalap bagus semuanya udah dapet kontrak. Jadi mungkin kan ya harus diberikan geretakan ini supaya Marc Marquez cepat mengambil keputusan. Tapi bisa jadi sih dengan geretakan ini malah Marc Marquez urung buat pindah ke Grace ini, ya nggak tahu juga, kita tunggu aja ya. After the crash of Pecco, now the championship is getting more interesting again because the gap is not too far, and Bezzecchi and Jorge Martin is totally very strong and look like more stable. Do you think Pecco can come back consistent and keep the championship for him, or Bezzecchi is getting fast, or Jorge Martin more aggressive?
So when we look last year, Pecco made plenty of mistakes and we already wrote him off, but then for the last races he could focus again and finally he became world champion. This is what everybody expects from him again. But you can see Jorge Martin is pushing him to the limits, and Marco Bezzecchi, when he's got a good weekend, he can be faster than anybody. So it's going to be a fight that will most probably go down to the very last race, and this is actually what we all wanted to see. It was quite boring when Pecco was just pulling away from everybody and already had almost 70 points advantage.
Oke, jadi tahun kemarin juga kan Pecco banyak melakukan kesalahan di awal dan orang-orang udah mulai kayak Pecco nggak siap, Pecco nggak ini, Pecco nggak itu, tapi akhirnya dia jadi juara dunia. Begitu juga dengan tahun ini, mungkin Pecco sedikit masih kayak kemarin, tapi mungkin ke belakangnya akan lebih stabil. Tapi tahun ini agak berbeda karena Bezzecchi kalau dia udah semua settingannya tepat, dia tuh bisa lebih cepat dibandingin sama siapa aja yang ada di sirkuit itu gitu loh. Nah kalau Jorge Martin, dia tuh benar-benar memberikan semua yang biasa dia berikan dengan apa yang dia punya. Jadi emang ini bikin championship jadi lebih seru gitu loh. Kalau Pecco terlalu jauh di depan, itu orang kayak ya udahlah udah pasti Pecco. Tapi dengan kayak gini nih lebih seru, dan kayaknya sih Pecco harusnya bisa sih mengatasi ini. Jadi kita memang menunggu sampai akhir nih untuk kejuaraan dunia, dan itu akan lebih asik tentunya. Almost all MotoGP fans talking only about Marc Marquez, very good, Fabio Quartararo on podium, and Ducati. They not talk about Aprilia and also KTM. Yeah, Aprilia have a technical problem with Alex Espargaro, and actually Brad Binder is very strong. So how your prediction about Aprilia and KTM in Motegi?
Actually, judging from last year, Aprilia has struggled a lot in the flyaway races. So this now already started in India. Let's hope that they can get back into the tracks. I do not expect Aprilia to be that good in Motegi, because Aprilia is actually not so good in stop-and-go tracks. Their Ducatis are much superior. The KTM sometime can follow the Ducatis on stop-and-go tracks, so it is possible that we will see a good race again from Brad Binder.
Oke, jadi kira-kira gitu aja topik kita kali ini, dan sampai ketemu di Motegi.
See you in Motegi, sampai jumpa.